So, just bringing you one of my Halloween projects quickly. It's going to upset my husband because I'm doing it in the middle of doing other things, but you do it when you do it. So, I'm just making some wet felt. I've blended browns and greens and ochres. I've wet them down with soapy water. Then I roll them up in the bubble wrap and squish them until they all felt together. And then I'm going to make a witch's hat, I hope. Halloween is coming up. And I was sort of feeling a bit low about how my channel's going and the fact that it's not getting shared out there and I don't know how to do anything about it, and it's getting a bit frustrating. And that sort of put me in a sort of non-creative mood. But then once I start creating, I can't stop. So I showed you me making the wet felt. So let's show you what it's turned out to look like. So you saw me putting the felt onto the bubble wrap. You saw me beating the bubble wrap up. And then basically I wrapped it round one of those cheap, nasty, tinsely witches' hats to use it as a form. And this is how it's looking. Now, last night I sat down. So I'd already made this one a long time ago, just a felted oak leaf. And I thought, oh, a few more of those would look really good on my hat. So I sat and I watched 2 episodes of season 3 of White Lotus, and whilst I watched, I felted leaves. I made a few acorns as well, and I thought, how could I have a witch's hat without a bug? So I was just testing out to see which bug I'd like. Now, in the time it took me to watch 2 episodes, I made 21 leaves. So I put a few more on my hat. There's one there, there's one round here. These have all got to be attached. I also made some chanterelle mushrooms, which will also go onto my hat. A few more leaves there. And I think this is actually beginning to look really nice. So that's the hat. Now for the jacket. So this is a project that I've been working on over the years for a very long time. This jacket is a Zara one, but I bought it in Las Vegas in about 2008 or 9. So a very long time ago. And it got a bit holy and a bit thin in areas, so I made the holes bigger and enhanced them with some needle felting. And then I thought, well, if I add lots of leaves and things to this and add a bit more felting, this would be a magical hedge witch outfit to go with that witch's hat. So, as I said, 21 leaves were made last night. Lots and lots. Some of them, because I didn't have the lights on, came out quite bizarre colourways. But with the colours that I've been using to needle felt the jacket with, that's fine. Now in daylight, I will tidy up some of them. There's my little toad assisting. He'll probably be part of the outfit as well. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with how this is coming along. Now at the same time I'm doing this, just because I'm one of those people, that cannot do one thing at a time. I have to, if I've got stuff to do, I have to do lots of things. I found this collar in Jalan, Japan. And it is a collar. It's supposed to go around your neck and it fastens like that. And it was brown. Some of the stones missing, even though it's brand new with tags. I think that's why it's ended up in the charity shop, because it had stones missing. So I'm planning to make this into a kokoshnik. So I've got the lace with the spikes. I'm going to make them much pointier and make it all work. Cut the lace out, drape it over, make the headdress, maybe add more pearls hanging. We'll see. But this is going on at the same time as this is going on, and the same time as this is going on. I've also made the jacket for the kokoshnik. It's another one I thrifted in a sort of silver and white thread. With no further ado, my job of today is to get these all a little bit more complete and up together. I've only got one student this afternoon, so I've got plenty of time, and I should get on because I need to film it this weekend in time for it to go out before Halloween. So I really do need to get on. I'll just show you, just needle felting the leaves on. Or I use clips to hold the rim whilst it gets stuck down. Coming along nicely, so I'll literally get all these leaves on, get his berries, his mushrooms, his beetles, and he'll be a happy hat. So on the other side, I've just put a coating of metallic white pearl paint on. It'll probably need a second coat as well. I'm using up some old paint. I've actually reactivated it. It dried out a bit, and I've actually reactivated it with a bit of boiling water. And I've coated the backs of the points of the lace that are going to stick up as well. It'll stiffen them as well as making them whiter. So that's all happening and coming along nicely. I nearly put that brush in my tea then. That was not a good idea. My lovely herbal tea. It tastes disgusting. So yes, all projects underway. Another day, another dime. So let's see how I got on yesterday with my hat and headdress for Halloween. I'll show you how I'm doing. I'm really pleased with myself. I think that this is the front. Just playing with my lighting a bit better. There we go. So it's got the big leaves on the front. I took my sewing machine and I stitched all the way round to keep the brim nice and firm. Then I've attached these mushrooms here, these little chanterelle mushrooms here. I'm attached my acorns. I've attached a lovely big horned bug beetle. I've just painted these little mushrooms that I needle felted with glow-in-the-dark paint. Now these three are going to come up here, and then at the back we're going to have a great big fat juicy toadstool. I put a lot of effort in and made it I put the little gills underneath. I've got lots more little spots to put on it, but he's just going to be sitting there, and I think these are just going to be placed around it sort of at angles. But all in all, I'm really pleased with this. This is my first needle felted, wet felted and needle felted witch's hat. I've always seen them and thought, ooh, I'd love to have a go at that, and I never got round to it. So now we have got around to it. Lots of details, lots of leaves, everything put together. So obviously my little toad will come out to play for Halloween as well. And I've just been making a little leather pouch that I can hang on a belt. So this is real suede. And then I've stitched with my sewing machine some pointy leaves, and I've just felted on a leaf as well. And I think I'm going to make a tooth, a long horn piece that fastens it by cutting through and making a loop from the back, and then poking a piece of, well, I'll make one. I'll make a bone, I'll make a tooth to go through that, and that will be cool. So yes, that's all coming together. And on the other one, this is ready to attach. So I'm going to attach this onto the pearl thing, and then I've stiffened this with pearlized paint as well, and I've cut out all the lace ready to go on. So that's my next job this morning. So I shall get that done next. So all in all, it looks like Halloween is happening. See, I talked myself into believing that I wasn't bothered this year and I couldn't be bothered to do it and nobody's interested, but I can't help myself, I have to do it. I've been working on the jacket as well. I'll show you as I go along. It's been a couple of days since I checked in with you, and I have got a bit more done, so should we have a look and see what I have achieved in those couple of days? Not as much as I'd have liked, of course, but you know, I get busy. Okay, so my Kokoshnik headdress is coming along very well, and my felted, this is wet felting and needle felting. So basically I needle felted all the mushrooms. These ones have been painted with the glow in the dark. Added a beetle just because I couldn't resist. So these are needle felted. These were needle felted separately, the leaves, and then added on to the sheet of wet felting that you saw me do. There's a couple of little acorns there just lying around, a few mushrooms. I did actually give them different colour underneath, so if you're looking up at them you can see they've got different shades. I'm very pleased with this. My first, I've been meaning to do one for a very, very long time, just never got round to it, so at last it's done and I'm delighted. More might go on, more, it doesn't really need it, but we'll see. Now, to go with that outfit, I've also been making, I had a box full of scrap bits of leather and suede, and so I made this out of the kind of clay where you have, it's polymer clay, so you actually have to add two different kinds and mix them together until they go hard, and then I've sort of made it to look like old bone, and then I did it so that there's a loop on the inside. There's a little pocket in there, you see, loop on the inside so that you can pull it through and then fasten it with the bone fastener. Quite simple but quite cool. I put one needle felted leaf on and then stitched some leather on it, and then I made a little wand holder the same way. So this is a little wand I'd made for myself when I was doing, in lockdown I was doing a lot of metal, oh what's the word for it, where you use electricity to make metal plate itself. Anyway, yes, I was doing a lot of that. So I'm using a lot of copper, and these are real amethyst pieces on my wand, and I just made a little holder for it so all these can go on a belt together. I made a little potion pot with polymer clay again, little toadstools, and it's got a little stopper in there, and then I've left two loops so I can put hoops on that and then hang it again from a belt. So I think this will be quite a fun little utility belt. I finished my big shakada and the beads. I have modelled it with an outfit. Whether that will go up before this does, I don't know, but I made the second set just because I was enjoying myself, and the earrings as well, because I feel everything has to have matching earrings, but I'm really pleased with that. It's a nice set, so I might even go with this, I don't know. I'm just feeling it's got that vibe about it. If we added some green beads, as green jewellery as well, it might be what goes with that outfit. This is the jacket that I've done to go with it. So I'd already started doing this a long time ago, but it's very slow and tedious. So what I did was actually I got the sewing machine out and I just went over all the needle felting, added in the leaves that I'd needle felted, and it speeded it all up a lot. But this is what I will wear with the witch's hat. It's rather lovely. But as I said, it's a slow go. But these I sat and made, I watched television, and then I just stitched them all on. And as I said, I did it with the machine, so it speeded up. There's some on the neck as well, just to keep it going right up. So that's the jacket that will go with this outfit. And my little toad as well, waiting to play. So that's the sort of the vibe. Then this is the jacket. I'm trying to pick it up on the hanger. Whoops, it's fallen off the hanger. 1 minute. Now I thrifted this one from BH in Maasai, and I paid ringgit 2.99 for it, so nothing. And it's got quite a lot of silver in it. It's very heavy cotton lace. I'm trying to get back far enough that you can see it. And I think it will work amazingly with the kokoshnik. It's got a very high collar. And then I've got that amazing silver pleated skirt, and I've got a grey net skirt that I might put over the silver to soften it all down, keep it all in tone. And it... Right. Sorry about that. The cat's attacking my husband's desk again. So, right. Then we get down to the rest of the jewellery. When I started working on this beautiful Victorian memento mori piece of jewellery, it had two sides that were like this, but one had completely gone. And I thought I'd really rather like to have saved that rather than completely replaced it. As long as it lasts, it might not last much longer, but you know, as long as it does, it is the original. So I made a black loop, polymer clay that I cooked. I then added in a little extra on this. I added one extra ball because this one used to come right up here, and I added a little flower cup because it is Lily of the Valley. I thought that would really work. Let me get a bit closer so you can see it. And then I made matching earrings, and I took a vintage pair to pieces to add the black stones at the top. And then I added those beads that I thrifted in Jalan, Japan, Maasai, the little Parisian glass beads, so that now it's a much longer necklace and it's all in keeping. So I will try and model that for you shortly, but I'm quite pleased with how that's turned out. This one I added an extra piece into because it was a little tight, so I'm very happy with that. This is the second go at this because obviously I modelled it and then I dropped it and smashed it completely to pieces. So I put it back together again. Now obviously it doesn't have the shapes that it had last time because obviously I had to start from scratch with all the broken bits, but it's come out quite nicely. It looks good on. I'm very pleased with it. That's the brooch, those are the earrings, rings, the pink, the green. This one goes with this set really. It's got this. I've done the same at the top of the earrings to match the ring, and I did a blue and white one which will go with all my blue and white jewellery, which I'm quite pleased with. I think that's come out very nicely. It's literally a marble. I just slumped a marble. That's a little bug ring that I made with a little pearl at the tip to go with one of my other sets. That's my original blue ring that I made. Yes, having fun with those. That's the other earring. Yes, so getting things done, putting things together, making them work. My favourite things to do. Still got a bit more to do on the costumes, but they're getting there. I wasn't planning to go quite so over the top, but you know, in the end I'm me, and I do me, and me's a little bit over the top always. So I just like to give myself hard work. Just like to make life a little bit harder than it needs to be. There we go. So I shall get on with those. As I said, I'm quite pleased with how they've come out so far. I'm going to get on and get that belt put together with all the bits on it. I'm going to add a bug to the wand casing. I'm going to maybe make a chatelaine with maybe a watch and a key and a few other spooky things on it, just to add to the feel of the belt being a utility belt. And then I think, And I've got one more thing that one more outfit that I might make. I wasn't planning to, but I think I've got to have a go at another one. So there might be a black one in the offing. We shall see. See you later. I hope you enjoyed all my catches up and all my bits and pieces that I'm dealing with. I hope it inspires you. You know, this is the general idea, to inspire you, to get you making things, to make you think about having a go at some of this stuff. Glass slumping, needle felting, you know, anything just have a go. Jewellery making, resin, everything. Recycling your old beads that are broken. So many ideas. And most of these things, you've probably got bits and pieces in your house that you could do. Anyway, with that thought, I leave you. Catch you later. Bye for now from the Crafty Nana.
If you enjoyed this, please like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Bye.